This is a Hope 1032 podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Troubleshooting. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Shammah.
I can't match your enthusiasm.
That's fine.
We're going to drag you up to where we are.
Hey!
It's so good to see you guys again. We're going to have a great time on this episode. We've got a few topics to talk about, but before we get to the topics, I wanted to let you, the listener, know that if you have a question, you can ask it. You can ask through Spotify comments, or you can go to the Hope 1032 website, find Troubleshooting on the podcast page, and you can leave us a message. If you've got a question, we might be able to answer it on the next episode of Troubleshooting.
So hit us up. I don't know. Where were you going with that?
I think that was a good end.
That was it.
Yeah, that was insert the music.
That was a value add.
All right.
Yeah, insert the music.
All right, so let's get stuck into some topics, shall we?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
What have you got for us, Sam?
Well, yeah, because I'm going to go first this week. I'm so excited, guys. There's. Do you know why I'm excited?
To
Why
go
are you
first?
excited?
No, because what I'm going to show you is one of my favorite YouTube channels.
Ooh.
I have been following them for like 15 years, or since YouTube became its own little entity. Now it's an old man.
Okay, Grandpa.
An old grumpy man who keeps forcing us to watch ads.
Let me tell you about a YouTube channel called Corridor Crew. Back in the day, Corridor Digital did a whole bunch of really cool VFX stuff, really, really heavy VFX work in the very early days of YouTube. They've made a really cool video. It's called How to Teach Our Mums to Detect AI. And I want to show you guys a little bit of that video because I want you to have a think about how hard it is to actually find these things and how on earth we're actually supposed to, for our own sake, find these faults, and then for the sake of those around us, train and teach our family and our friends how to find fake content online, because it is everywhere.
It's very difficult figuring out what's real anymore.
100%. I think we're cooked. But let's watch a bit of this video to figure out how we can actually see what that is.
AI video is just getting insane. So I want to show you some examples here.
I don't think it's you.
Your eyes are a little dead stare.
A little dead stare.
That's not you.
I don't think it's real.
I'm going to show you another.
Yay! You're so good at that.
And one thing I think that's really important, Mom, to look out for is the teeth. Since my mouth wasn't open in the photo, it has to make up teeth for me. It doesn't know what the inside of Nick's mouth looks like, so it's just gonna give me generic teeth. Really inconsistent, unrealistic teeth where some frames it's blurry.
Your smile doesn't look like you.
Some frames they jump all over the place.
Yeah, see, he has no teeth.
For a moment there, he's got like some buck teeth.
But here's the thing, teeth are also a big tell even if you don't have a driving image and you just write in a prompt.
All right, moms, you're doing great. But it's time to get a little more sophisticated.
An endless line built up in New York City. Let's ask the people, why are they standing in line?
But his teeth look pretty good.
This is a tough one. I threw it at you because it's a really tough one, and the only tell is a lack of continuity. Like you see it in movies, like Polly's cigar disappears from Goodfellas, or a broken windshield in a car chase might suddenly repair itself in the next shot. Now, if you look closely at generated video, you can spot those same kinds of continuity errors.
Why you stand in the line, right?
Now they say it's for a stupid phone.
If this was a real news report, it would probably be the same news reporter in every shot, but it's not. You know, in this shot it's a man, in this shot it's a woman, and then it's a different woman. And you know, maybe these two could be the same guy, but his jacket changed. And why did she change her shirt here? You know, what happened to the microphone? The microphone changed. At no point do we ever see the same person twice.
The crazy thing about AI videos is that they can look super realistic, but when you actually study them, they start having logic problems. Let me show you.
I know for a fact we're made of prompts.
This looks very realistic. You even look at his mouth and lip sync, and it's pretty good. So now you have to start looking at other clues in the shots. What about the cars? What about the people? I'm gonna play it again, and does anything stand out as being like, that's not reality?
Yeah, the people appear behind him. And where are they coming from? They're not from the right there.
Exactly.
Go in the other direction, they don't show up either. See, there's people going to the right, and then they're gone.
Sometimes they kind of just disappear or they appear out of nowhere. That's just a little bit of that logic inconsistency.
Wow.
This is a great example. Look at the cars on the street.
Oh, hello. The car's going this way, and then the bus all of a sudden comes right going the other way.
Exactly. It doesn't understand, road rules.
And then there was also like a bicyclist or something with the cars.
There's a bike phasing through the truck.
Oh, he is. Oh, you're right. Yeah. That had to hurt.
It looks very photoreal at a glance, but when you really study it and you trace the lines, these things can fall apart.
All right, so you guys just heard some of that video where they're talking about some things that are really easy identifiers of fake content, AI content. But I'll tell you what, even watching that, it was hard to pick it up unless you know that you're looking for it. And so the first thing was teeth. And that was saying that if you take a picture of someone and generate that into a moving picture, the AI doesn't know what your teeth look like, so it just makes teeth, which is A, really creepy, and B, like, how often do you watch a video and observe somebody's teeth?
Speaking on behalf of my wife, she hates teeth, so she will not be looking at people's mouths when watching a video.
Right, okay.
Speaking on behalf of myself, I hate teeth, so I will be watching the teeth.
Right.
Why?
What do you mean?
You hate teeth, so you're going to stare at them?
Yeah, so I'm like, do they have personality? Do they not?
Does the teeth have personality?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
So when you're looking at a video and you're like, those teeth have got personality. How do you...
Are they funny? Are they gregarious?
I'm not going to lie. The first thing that I looked at was the teeth in this video.
And you know that you're looking at a video about fake AI stuff.
Oh, I didn't know if he was going to show us real videos or,
Right. So did the teeth look normal to you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why not?
Because they were like, there was no teeth. It was like a line.
It was like a line of
yeah.
white.
Looked like he was wearing a mouth
that's what I'm
guard.
trying to say. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's one of the telltale signs, as they talk about in this, is AI is not great at generating teeth and consistency with teeth. So you'll find that like the gap in between your teeth will shift, or that you'll just have a big white block in front of your teeth because it's just like, oh no, just an approximation of what teeth look like. But yeah, so there's teeth. It used to be hands back in the day. You used to be able to tell really easily.
Six fingers.
Yeah.
I really loved, I want to say it was DEF CON, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
One of those hacker conventions where the gift that they gave everyone in like your little show bag at the start was a 3D printed finger.
Oh.
So then you would be wearing this 3D printed finger, and because that was, right at the start of AI generated pictures and videos, and it was a bit of a joke about like, oh, you can do whatever you want at DEF CON because you've got a fake finger. So if anyone gets a photo of you doing something stupid, you'd be like, oh, that's AI generated. Look, I've got 7 fingers here.
Yeah, that's so clever. Oh my goodness. Okay, so okay, sure. So teeth, fingers, they kind of figured out the finger thing. Although I did make a video the other day and it did have 6 toes. So go figure. Yep. There's still issues with that. But teeth and fingers and hands and small stuff, it doesn't do small details well.
And you could see in the examples that it gave, like in one video, very obviously it didn't have the teeth in the original photo, so it couldn't generate them properly and it looked a bit weird. But then in other videos, everyone had normal-ish looking teeth. Like some of them looked a bit wonky, but obviously... And moving forward, it's you're looking at lots of little things, 4 little context clues. Not every single clue will be in every single video. Absolutely. Some videos will have normal-looking teeth, normal-looking hands, whatever, but then there'll be another problem.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is that video by video, not one of these identifiers is going to be consistent in terms of identifying an AI video. Like you just said, Jay, one video might be like, obviously teeth is not the thing that's meant to be normal here. So that's an obvious giveaway. But the next one is continuity. And that one's kind of like going from scene to scene. If you're shooting a movie or making a video of somebody, there's going to be consistency between scenes. But AI is pretty bad at maintaining consistency and continuity between those different things. So the example they have in the video here is like a whole bunch of news reports stitched together as a single video. So what you might find on YouTube is you go and find some breaking news story, you see the news anchor, you see the reporter, but they don't stay the same.
Which... it's hard, like for a news report, I would kind of not necessarily expect, but if I saw that where the reporter was changing, depends on the story. If it was a story about people lining up at, let's just say like Centrelink or an Apple stores across Sydney, you'd expect it to be maybe different people in each shot.
Yes.
So if you're looking at a story about one specific store, 100%, if the reporter keeps changing in each shot, obviously that's going to be different. But again, not always going to be the case. There might be instances where the person changes or, their microphone breaks halfway through. They specifically pointed out they were using one type of microphone, then they switched to a lav that she was holding in her hand for some stupid reason.
But this is an easy way to justify...
it's, again, it points towards it whether it's being real or not.
Yeah, so it's almost like you have to have a skeptical mindset whenever you're watching anything, which is so exhausting. But
Not really. Just assume everything's fake until it proves itself to be real. That's how I live.
yeah,
Realistically.
The other way around.
sorry.
The other way around.
So what?
Assume everything is real until it proves itself.
On
to
the
be
internet,
fake.
I would say, like in person, take people at face value, sure. But on the internet, just assume it's fake.
Yeah, I would agree.
Assume
with
you're
that.
being lied
Oh.
to. Sorry, Shammah, I don't want to crush your spirit.
Yeah,
I love
please
how
don't.
optimistic and lovely
Rainbows,
you are,
butterflies,
but I
all
will
that.
crush your spirit.
for your own safety. Okay, so continuity is a big issue, and I actually found this out because I got a trial to Google VO, which is like the video creation AI tool, because I kind of just wanted to see how it would work, and it can only produce 8-second clips. And I found that if you ask it a prompt, and then you ask it another prompt, and you kind of keep the same idea between the two prompts that you give it, the output completely different.
Oh, wow.
Is the 8-second limit, is that like a free versus paid feature, or is that just it will only do 8-second videos?
Well, I have a paid trial, so it's
Okay.
it's like that's the product that you get. Because I believe the rationale at this point is anything longer than 8 seconds is computationally very taxing.
Yeah.
And actually costs a lot of real money to produce this because you're making these computers do
Yeah.
all this AI
Work all
generation.
the hard.
Yeah. So at the moment, and this is the tricky thing, at the moment, 8 seconds, like 8 to 20 seconds, anything longer than that is probably a real video. But anything...
Until someone comes up with a tool that can do more than 10 seconds.
Exactly. Exactly.
All these things, it's an arms race all over again.
Yep, it is.
What clues work now, they'll just try and figure out how to change the goalposts.
Well, that's it. But that's kind of why you need to be like in the headspace of, is this real? How can I confirm it's real? Particularly when it's something that is going to be divisive, like a lot of news stories will be. So you kind of put your spectacles on for questioning everything. Nothing is real.
I don't question anything, actually.
You should.
Yeah.
Why not, Shammah? Why don't you question anything?
Yeah, Shammah.
Because life is better when you don't question things.
And I totally
Unless you're
agree
writing
with
an
you.
exam.
Well, okay.
It's really hard to write an exam if you don't question anything.
But I honestly think to myself, I'm going to be the perfect, grandma to fall for all of those, AI videos.
Well,
the lovely young man from Telstra called me today to fix my Wi-Fi. All he needed was my credit card.
But then at
That's
the same
Shammah
time,
in 70 years
at
with a
the same
very
time,
Australian
I'm like,
accent.
oh, gosh. God forbid.
Oh, there's nothing bad about the Australian accent, Shammah.
No, but the New Zealand one is better.
Oh, sure. Okay, that's all right.
Only for making fun of.
Yeah.
But
Each to
anyway,
their own.
at the same time, my sister is someone who falls for a lot of those anything that's not true, she will fall for it, and she'll
Sure.
be like, "Oh my gosh, have a look at this," and I'm like, "Really, really?"
So you're the skeptical one in your family.
But when it comes to videos, I think that's where it's
It's so much easier to believe it because
Yeah,
you're seeing
you're
something.
seeing it, yeah.
You can forego a lot of things. And
Yeah.
And one of the tricky things as well is text, right?
Yeah.
So and I've been amazed at how good it's been recently in terms of generating text and being consistent with it. Because back in the day, like maybe 12 months ago,
In the ancient days.
in the ancient days of AI, which is really not that long ago, text would just be a garbled mess of nothing.
Yeah.
It would mean nothing. But now we can actually produce real text and put it on an object, and that text will move with the object the way that you would expect it to.
Yeah.
But text, particularly when it's more details, just becomes a garbled mess. And that's another one that you can find out. If you see that kind of thing in the video, it just looks like garbled mess. It's not real. I mean, but then the problem is that sometimes videos are low quality and you can't see the text in it anyway. So you just attribute that to being bad quality video. So then it's not AI, but it looks like AI. So you have no idea what's really AI.
But I think for me personally, the biggest tell with these is just how sleek they look. It looks what's the word? When you accidentally get your oily hands on your camera and then you take a photo and it's
Kind
just
of,
got
yeah.
that
Yeah.
glossy
The Vaseline on the lens.
that's how it all looks. So I think that's how I would tell. But looking at the details, if I'm scrolling through TikTok or something,
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not going to care to look at the details.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not going to care to see if they've got five or six fingers,
I mean, I normally check if my friends have 5 or 6 fingers because I know that if they're AI or not that way. Do you guys have 5 fingers?
I'm hiding my 6th
I've
finger.
had 10 fingers. Well,
no.
8 fingers, 2 thumbs.
Okay, so the whole reason why I wanted to talk about all of this is because we are reasonably young people, and we've kind of been going through the development of AI in our early adult life. So we've been able to see how it's progressed and gotten smarter and more able to do other things. And I really feel like we're at a point now, and anything that comes in the future is just going to trump what we currently have in terms of video AI generation. I think we are at risk of falling for fake content, but I think older people, maybe who haven't necessarily been entrenched in technology in their young adult lives, are going to have a harder time finding what's fake and true, because the statistics are that the older population, the older generation, are far more likely to be scammed.
Yeah.
And that's a scary prospect for me. And so I kind of want to, I am going to send that video to all of my elderly family members and say, you might not think you need to watch this, but please watch it, because at least it's just going to sit in the back of your mind to question, is this real? Is it fake? Do I trust it? Yeah.
So like I said, it's a bit of an arms race, and remember the Will Smith eating pasta video?
Oh,
how
my goodness.
awful that looked.
Oh, it's
You
the
had
best.
mouths appearing elsewhere. The pasta just kind of was this weird congealed mess. It was terrible. And now, 2-3 years later, we actually have legitimate looking videos
Of Will Smith eating pasta.
Yeah.
I am going to put a link to one of those videos in the description, because it is actually very funny to watch Will Smith eating pasta.
It's quite funny.
I'm sure he does it in a movie. You could,
No.
You could watch it for real.
I mean, you could... Not actually, I think he does do it for real at some point. He just trolls everything.
Amazing.
Either that or that is really good AI. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell.
You fell for it.
I did.
Yeah, as you say, watching the evolution, and as we said, counting fingers, this video will probably be out of date in 6 to 18 months,
which is just
and all the things
so
that they're
sad.
looking at won't be the clues anymore.
Yeah.
But it also, as you said earlier as well, with that slick kind of sheen that a lot of the AI videos have, different tools have got slightly different looks.
Yeah.
There's a page that I follow on Facebook that it's an art page, but they've started producing a lot of AI videos, and it's lots of 8-second or 10-second clips that they've mashed together.
Yeah.
There's no continuity. People change gender, race, whatever throughout the video. It's quite funny. And there was one scene where they had a car accident, and from the car accident, 4 other cars kind of appeared out of the accident.
Wow.
It was like the singularity achieved there or something. It was
Yeah.
wild. But there was this particular page wasn't trying to trick anyone. It wasn't pretending that this wasn't an AI video, so it was kind of okay. All of the videos, though, even if you ignored all the really obvious, people just kind of appearing, disappearing, cars appearing out of nothing, whatever, they all had this vibe to them.
Yeah.
That was consistent across every single video that this page has uploaded. Other tools have a different vibe, and so I've started being, I think, reasonably good at. I watch the first 2 seconds of a video and go, "This is AI," because I'm used to looking for that sheen almost.
But back to what Shammah was saying, is if you're just scrolling, you might not catch that.
Well, depends on how much attention you're paying, but
If
also
you're scrolling through Instagram, I'd say probably not.
when it's a tool like the Google one that you're
Yeah.
using, they're intentionally putting that sheen over the top of their videos so that no one can say they're assisting in bad actors from using AI videos to spread misinformation. Well, look, this really obviously is an AI. I reckon there's always going to be some sort of thing in there.
I don't know. You should watch some of the videos that I've generated, and they don't look like they have a sheen over it. They just look really good.
And that sheen will differ from tool to tool.
Yeah.
And there's always, I reckon, for the legitimate tools like the Google one, like ChatGPT's equivalent.
Some level of safety barrier.
ChatGPT's one sucks.
Yeah, well, for now.
Just
That's
wait.
terrible.
Just wait.
There was always going to be a giveaway or a tell in those sorts of things so that people can't claim that these companies are assisting in the spreading of disinformation or misinformation.
Well, that's just the watermark on
malicious
the videos,
ones,
isn't it? Yeah.
though, will spend more money on trying to make it look real than anything else. And so that's where we're going to start running into problems. The tools that we use to detect if it's a fake Google video or a fake ChatGPT video or whatever else won't work on another tool.
So I think, you're absolutely right on all of those things, Joe. The thing that I want to wrap up with on this conversation is that AI video, I don't think is inherently bad or evil. Just like every other tool that we have in our disposal, particularly with technology, they can be used for really good things. And I can see how AI video creation can be used as a good thing. At this point in time, I think humanity's curiosity is doing more damage with this tool than is actually going to be long-term helpful for us as a society. And because it's going to develop and change, we can't just ignore that it's there. It's already there. It's already in our news feeds. The fact that you can scroll through Facebook or Instagram or YouTube and find AI content in there, we've already lost the ability to control this thing. It is well and truly out into the real world. So it's not going anywhere, but we just need to be prepared to find it and to not trust things as willingly as we once did, which I find really hard. I would like to be trusting.
Yeah.
But we need to have a wall up, particularly for online content. And so share this with your families, because I want people to be able to find this content and identify and be like, we shouldn't watch that, we shouldn't believe that because it is AI. How do we know it's AI? This is how.
Yeah.
Protect yourselves, be safe, question everything, even if it feels like you shouldn't have to.
Keep learning, keep adjusting, keep evolving.
AI is, you need to as well. But Shammah.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today? Driver, is it?
Strava.
Yes.
So you've gotten into running recently, have you?
No, absolutely not.
Is that what Strava's for?
Yeah.
It's a running app.
Yeah, no. Okay, okay. Are we starting again?
Yeah, no, that was the topic.
I was thoroughly enjoying it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's keep going.
No, so I walk, which is
walk.
what I use on Strava, but you don't get as many like little cute points for it, you know? So I should
No
start
points for a
running.
hot girl walk.
Yeah, I should start running, but like
What?
I feel like
Haven't you gone on a hot girl walk, Sam?
No, I
you don't know what a hot girl walk is?
I don't know what this is.
Sam.
Samuel,
okay.
Samuel,
Eesh.
Samuel.
Grandpa. But anyway.
To be fair, he didn't even know what Strava was a second ago.
Oh, okay. Let's backtrack.
Thank you.
Strava is a fitness tracking app.
Okay, I figured that much out from the comments so far.
Okay, so it's usually designed for running, but they've also got a feature for like walking, gym stuff.
But if you walk, then you're a pleb and you don't get as nice features.
Yeah, no,
We don't get
it
as many
doesn't
points.
it doesn't track my hours, like my kilometers as well.
Okay.
Because I try to walk 12-ish kilometers a day, but then it shows up as 0, and I'm like, but I did 12. I've done.
You might as well have not done any walking if it didn't show that you did it.
If I'm not getting my step count up, what's the point in doing exercise?
100%.
Exactly. No,
That's
for me,
a terrible
legit.
justification. Terrible.
It's the one I'm rolling with, Samuel. Don't judge me.
For me, if it's not recorded, it didn't happen.
Correct.
But anyway, the thing with Strava, that's a side piece to the story that I'm telling.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember Strava, and then I will
Walk tracking app.
Yeah. So remember Strava, but the point of my story is, okay, so I've got this friend who likes this guy, and
Are you the
everyone
friend?
comes to, no.
Are you sure?
In this instance, unfortunately, I'm not the friend.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice having a crush, but it's been a while. Anyway, so
So much effort.
So my friend has this crush on this guy, and I'm the person that everyone goes to when they need to find out information about a person, because I can find anything out about anyone.
It's true. I've seen her do that.
It's a little creepy.
It is very strange.
Let me wait. I want to give you my resume, okay? In year 13, we went like on a school trip to France.
Sorry, year 13 is
Year 13
the New
is
Zealand
when-
version of year 12 in Australia.
Okay, it's the right version.
Sure.
But anyway,
So the final year of school.
in my final year of high
to clarify
school.
that.
No,
Sam.
I wanted because I did year 13 in Australia and it was a gap year.
Yeah, but she's not Australian, so she wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I
In
know,
my
but the
final
point-
year of
In your
high
final year of school.
My final year of school, we went to France. We met these people at a museum, and then I was talking to one of the guys. I didn't know any of his name. I didn't know his name or anything about him, and I was like, "Oh, if I find you on Facebook, can I add you?" Because I was telling him, like, I'm really good at finding people, and he didn't believe me. And so he's like, yup. It took me 6 months, but I did find him, and I did add him, and he did decline.
The fact that you didn't give up.
No.
The persistence.
That's
Oh
why
my
people come to
goodness.
me.
To clarify, you weren't like hunting him down for the whole 6 months.
Oh, I'm imagining
I mean-
Liam Neeson, but Shammah.
No. I have little bursts of, like, motivation.
Right.
Like I'll let it go for a bit and then be like, oh, I remember I need to find this
So,
guy.
like, if we condensed it down to how much time you actually invested into this,
maybe like
pursuit,
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
2 weeks.
That's still.
Is this like a full-time job?
Oh, that's not even the worst one I've done. But I'm not going to go into that.
Okay, sorry.
That's beside the point.
I feel like we're deviating from the topic we're trying to talk about.
Wait, can I tell you the worst one, actually?
Oh, my goodness. Do you want to?
So my friend and I were in Dublin. This was 2 years ago. And we met these guys in a pub. And all we had was a video of them in the background. Didn't know their names, didn't know anything about them. And I found them.
What?
I found them. And get this, they weren't even Irish. So, yeah, they were from the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I found
Have you
them.
ever considered becoming a bounty hunter? Like, I think
I need
Interpol
to
would
be-
love
I
to
need to be like
utilize
a
your
PI.
skills.
Yeah, become a private investigator.
Or like work for the FBI or something.
Maybe she works for the Australian Secret Service.
I could be undercover right now. You don't know. But anyway.
Very undercover.
Anyway, I can find anything about anyone except for this one guy that my friend had a crush on.
Sure.
Because he locked everything down. Literally couldn't find his job, couldn't find his birthday, couldn't find his... Oh, I found his family, but like...
No idea where he works, but we know everything about his family.
This is really giving Taken vibes. I'm just imagining...
But anyway, he did a very good job of making sure that everything was private and like hidden. And I'm impressed by that, by the fact that he took the time and effort to do that. However, his downfall came through Strava.
How so?
Because Strava actually, like if you go for a run, it tracks where you've ran and it has like a map that shows where you ran. So from that, I found his address. So I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about this man except for where he lives, which is not helpful, honestly.
I mean, if you know where
You can
somebody
go knock
lives,
on his door and like interrogate him.
Okay, for as much
Take
as
a car battery.
for as much as I investigate people, I'm not creepy.
Sorry, that's the line you draw.
That's the line.
You
I
found
draw.
two men from a completely different country with nothing more than they were in the background of a video. But no, you're not creepy. That'd be.
Well, I didn't
not
do anything
weird.
with that. I'm not going to show up at their houses.
Yeah, but you know
Well, they're in
this
the
bloke's
Netherlands.
address.
But anyway, so yeah, my thought is like, why would you put so much effort into locking down all that information about you, all the basic stuff that people are going to know, but you don't think to hide your address?
Well, I mean, this is like when
Most people don't have a full-time PI tracking them down.
This is true. Most people don't have to worry about Shammah tailing them, finding everything
They don't know
can.
if they do, actually. You might.
Yeah, this is concerning.
Hey Jay, we should just check our tails on the way home. Make sure Shammah's not following us. No, okay. No, I think part of the problem is that when you sign up for a service, like what is it again?
Strava.
Strava, right? So
It's-
when you
yeah.
sign up for it, there's obviously terms and conditions that you're filling in.
Yeah, I think the problem with something like Strava is that it's a feature that's toggled on, so you have to actually
default.
put it off yourself.
One of those ones.
So thanks to him, I discovered that I needed to take mine off.
Oh, that's good for you. Yeah, right. That's actually concerning though, because being serious. If somebody that wasn't you, Shammah, was
Yeah.
looking into this information about how to find where somebody lives through that information,
Yeah.
and they had malicious intent, it doesn't seem like it's a particularly hard thing to do.
No, definitely not.
Wow.
And yeah, that's my thing. I feel like, as users of social media, we're conscious of being, what's the word I'm looking for? We're conscious of hiding certain information. Like there's certain big things that I'm like, oh, I don't want people to know this, because I think to myself, if I post this online, I'm effectively telling everyone. So there's stuff that I will keep to myself. But I feel like when it comes to things like Strava, you're not necessarily viewing it as like a social media. So then you don't really put that thought behind hiding your information,
Yeah.
So I think like we need to be a little bit more conscious of what we're putting online, like regardless of where it is that we're putting it online, It's not just Facebook or like Instagram that we have to worry about, because Strava, you're just going on your little run. You're not thinking about it.
Contextually, it seems completely fine to put the outline of where I've gone for my run today.
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm concerned, only other people on Strava. And by default, it's public, but you're one of like a billion people using Strava.
Yeah.
Who's going to be looking up you, Shammah, apparently, and figuring out anything of value from that information.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it gets added into this pool of information about you. And so somebody who is determined enough, looks concernedly at Shammah, can then add that to the pool of information I know about this guy that my friend's got a crush on and go, okay, well, I know where he lives from this. I know where he works because it's on LinkedIn. I know, his mum's Facebook's unlocked, so I can see that she's been uploading photos of him recently. He's obviously gone back home. His house is empty. Awesome. I can go burgle.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People add all the information together, and if someone is like, obviously you're looking to kind of get to know this guy a little bit better for your mate, but someone who's not got your best interest at heart can do horrible things with that information.
Yeah, and dear listener, even though you heard Jay explain in brief detail how to do that, please don't do that. Not only is it creepy,
for legal purposes, this is hypothetical.
Don't do that. But it's a good illustration of how easy it is to find that information and do dodgy stuff if you're driven to do that.
Yeah.
And so, like, how do you avoid that, Shammah? How do you not give that information? I know that you said toggle off on the service.
I honestly think from now, like, you always have to see social media or like anything that you're posting online. Just assume that everyone can see it. Just assume that everyone's getting a notification that, hey, this is what so-and-so has posted, because someone will find it. I will find it, like you're not...
I will find you.
There's not the level of like privacy or like protection you might think that you have.
Yeah.
I think that maybe social media does a really good job of giving you that sense of
the illusion.
Yeah, the illusion, that's the word. It makes you think that, I've done a really good job. But like there's cracks. There are enough cracks that if someone is determined to
find where you live.
Yeah.
And Shammah trying to track people down is not even the worst thing to happen on Strava. So the reason, very, very quickly, that Strava instigated a lot of their privacy policies is because let's just do like a thinking experiment for a second. What's the first thing you think of when I use? I'm trying to come up with a group of very competitive people.
Yep.
Fitness oriented. They've got to stay in shape for their job. And they're going for lots of runs to stay in shape. And they're running around buildings that are maybe sensitive in nature. And because they're competitive, they're putting all their runs on Strava. Can we think of any groups of people, say, wearing a uniform of some description where that might be a problem?
I mean, I imagine people in the military like to flex their muscles at each other.
100%. And so one of the biggest issue with Strava was the fact that people could figure out where like covert bases and secure sites were.
No way.
Because the soldiers living or working on those bases were basically going for a run.
No.
And of course, because they're soldiers, they work on a schedule. So every morning at 6 a.m., you've got a group of men going for a run. And they're mapping their route that they love to run on.
Far out.
And because everything was public by default, people could actually look at this and go, hey, I know what I want to do if I want to cause a soldier a serious problem.
So it seems like if you want to target that information that Strava's holding, if somebody breaches that, they could do so much damage.
You don't even need to breach it.
Really?
It was publicly there. You just looked them up on Strava.
Oh, my goodness.
Surely the military
oh, my
would
goodness.
do a lot more in terms of telling people.
But like,
hey.
you assume
they didn't know it was an issue.
Yeah, but like that because the soldiers are just doing their own thing on their own time.
I suppose you're right.
And then like the military's not going to be like, you can't use applications on your phone. They might.
Well, they are. They do.
They should say
that wasn't one of the applications
they
I worried
should say
about.
you can't use location tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Look,
you wouldn't
and this is the
think
thing.
that.
They now have a different policy because they figured out the problem.
Okay.
Other things you can do in Strava as well. You can block the last, I think it's like 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers or something. You can choose how much. So it can
doesn't give you the
see,
exact location.
I went for a run around Blacktown, but it doesn't show where I started or finished.
Okay.
It just like the route will start, 3 kilometers from my house and then stop 3 kilometers from my house.
So my conclusion here, Jay's screwed because you've got Strava. Shammah's going to find you.
I will. I already
You know where I live.
he
You've been to my house.
And I'm safe because I don't run.
That's the don't do exercise. It could hurt you.
Terrible idea. Do exercise, please.
Speaking of data that you can kind of use to build a picture of someone's online behavior, a little while ago, Qantas announced that they had been breached by a group called Scattered Spider.
Ooh.
That's a cool name.
Side note, can we stop calling hackers cool names? Like, can you imagine the
Yeah.
news report if like the breaking news, Qantas was hacked by a hacker group known only as a bunch of pasty nerds with no friends. Who's going to want to do that anymore?
I mean, pasty nerds with no friends that identify like that.
I'm a pasty nerd, have no friends.
That's true. It's like,
so,
good point. It's like
we need to
serial
stop
killers.
giving people who do bad things cool names.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway.
Sure,
the Air Force has it right. If you like your nickname changes, and it's never something that you'll enjoy.
Oh, that's how that works.
But yeah, so thankfully in this particular breach with Qantas, it looks like they've only gotten names, email addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, and frequent flyer numbers.
Oh, I could find that.
Sorry, Shammah, not all of us are cute boys that your friends are
That's
interested
a Monday
in.
afternoon for Shammah.
Right?
Wait,
Light work.
Hey, Shammah, what's your covert secret name again? Is it Spider thing? Is it
Scattered Spider.
I'm actually
She's
scattered.
actually us. It's just her. She is the pasty
Just
nerd.
by myself. Yeah. Emphasis on the pastry.
Anyway, realistically, so I got an email saying you've been hacked. Yeah, thanks. I looked at what was hacked and I'm like, yeah, well, that sucks. I'm a former Optus customer. My driver's license was leaked by Service New South Wales.
Ooh, woohoo.
Nothing that's out there now, or as a result of this hack at least, really affects me because it's already out there anyway, which is really frustrating. However, it could have been worse. And it builds that picture of, okay, well, now they've got my name, email address, they've hacked my Strava. Well, they haven't hacked my Strava, they've just looked at my Strava from before it was private. Now they know where I live, they know what my phone number is. They can probably figure out, all sorts of other information just by building that picture. And so that's kind of the concern generally.
That it could have been worse?
Well, that it could have been worse, but at least it adds into other data pools that are out there. There was a lot of news a little while ago about 1.6 billion credentials that were published on the net. That, in this instance, was not actually 1.6 fresh credentials from Google themselves. It was a whole bunch of different data sources that were all compiled into one big data source.
Oh.
So a lot of that data wasn't actually fresh. Most of those passwords have hopefully already been changed.
Nah.
Notice, if you don't have a password manager, please get a password manager, or at least
Yeah.
change your password to something that's hard to guess.
More than that, though, if you're a Qantas customer, there is a very good chance that you're going to get a phone call or an email in the near future saying, "Hi, I'm from Qantas. We're calling you to, fix your security." Hang up.
Oh.
Okay.
Sadly, big companies don't really do that.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They're not
That's
going to
true.
reach out to you. My grandmother used to send me a text every time she had someone from Telstra call up, and I had to keep calling her and reminding her, "You're not a Telstra customer." Not only is Telstra not going to call you to offer to fix your Wi-Fi, you don't actually give them money. They're definitely not going to call you.
Yep.
Bless.
So, yeah, if someone calls up saying they're from a company, and they always use big, well-known companies, they'll try and guess what bank you're with. I still get calls every now and again from the Commonwealth Bank, despite not being a Commonwealth Bank customer.
Who do you bank with?
I'm not telling you. You'll use that to figure out where you already know where I live. You'll use that to figure out my birthday and go from there.
I'll use that to steal your money, actually.
Yeah,
I know
straight
his
into the
birthday. I
point.
can give you that information later.
I could find that
But
out.
you don't know my mother's maiden name.
Hillary.
No. So if someone calls up, saying they're from Qantas, Telstra, or any of the big company names, chances are it's a scammer. Just hang up on them. It's easy enough for me. I don't answer calls anymore. My voicemail greeting is, "Hi, text me, bye." Beep.
Oh, is it?
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I don't want to talk to people on the phone.
Do you know what I've been using is the AI voice scanner things.
That is fun.
So you answer the call, but then it goes directly to an AI voice assistant that talks to them. They say who they are, and then it tells you in text on your screen what they're calling about.
Really helpful if you're on the toilet and don't want to answer the phone.
I've done that so many times.
I remember doing that to you, and you were
I know.
annoyed.
I was so annoyed. I'm like, what are you doing? But no, I found that, and it's helped me. Like most people, as soon as they hear that, if it's a scam, they just hang up. But I've actually had a couple of people who have given their answer. I can see who it is. I'm like, oh, I actually do need to talk to them. I'll answer the phone. I just didn't know what the number was, so I didn't want to answer it with my actual hello kind of stuff because my voice is really important that I keep private.
You're doing a great job of that, by the way.
Yeah, putting it in a podcast, that's definitely no one's going to listen to
I mean,
this.
this
hey?
is not my real voice. I wouldn't.
have a voice changer. But yeah, so look, again, like with the AI videos, the goalposts are always changing. What is and isn't considered. I remember ages ago there was a big thing about don't answer the phone, don't say yes because they're trying to get you to. They want your voice print. And I was always a little bit like, and what are they going to do with my voice print? There's nothing that requires me.
The bank?
Not just the bank. No, there was
the bank doesn't need my voice print.
No.
They don't know. I used to, when I was dealing with my mother-in-law's parents passing away, I used to call up pretending to be her father multiple times. And I would inform them, please close my accounts. I died 6 months ago. I don't need this account open anymore. And they just accepted that.
What?
They had no voice print on file. Well, I've never been asked for a voice.
Stop asking the question about what he banks with, Shammah.
They usually use verbal passwords or... These days they use verbal passwords or most of them are moving towards multi-factor authentication. So when you call them or they call you, won't call you. When you call them and need to do something over the phone, they'll either send a message to the app for you to approve or they'll send you a text code, email code, whatever, which rolls us into... multi-factor authentication.
I was going to add one more thing before you get to that point.
Sure.
Is that with phone calls, one of the things you can do if you're like, this seems a little bit suspicious because maybe I was doing something with Australia Post and then I got a call from them. Hang up and then call their support line back directly yourself by finding it on the internet, because that's a very quick way of figuring out if it's a scam call or if it's a real call.
Yeah.
You call them. They don't call you. Sorry, back to you, Jay.
On that note, I had an interesting experience with, I think it was Service Australia, where they contacted me out of the blue. I'm like,
that's happened to me as well.
Yeah.
It's so freaky.
And so they sit there and go, you need to identify yourself before we can proceed. I'm like, no, you called me. You need to identify yourself. And they're like, no, they're just like, nope, can't do anything until we proceed. I'm like, give me a hint about what this call's about. Nope, can't tell anything until you identify yourself. Well, I'm not going to identify myself. You haven't even told me how to identify myself, so I'm not going to do that.
Which is annoying because the fact that the government services are doing that is like conditioning people to accept that that's a normal thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible policy and it's also really, really dumb.
Yeah.
And so I just hung up and it turns out that it was actually a legitimate call. I was trying to change my address and I just clicked yes to a bunch of services that are attached to my Service New South Wales account. Including Centrelink, which I don't have a Centrelink account, so I don't understand. Anyway, it was just confusing.
I mean, Shammah would know that about you already, by the way.
So, most decent technical services these days, Google account, Microsoft, Apple even, they all support pass keys. So rather than needing a password that you remember, you have a pass key. It's a slightly more complicated process, but it basically means that you no longer need to remember anything. If someone does leak your password, doesn't matter. They still can't get in because you have other layers of protection protecting you. And you can wrap all those up, use a multi-factor authentication app like Microsoft's one, I think, is just called Authenticator.
Yes.
Google's is called Google Authenticator.
Oh, so original.
There are other apps. There's even devices you can get. Sam and I, for work, we've got a little dongle on our keys that stores a lot of our pass keys. And anyone who's worked in the finance sector during the 90s will remember the old Fido devices. Fido? Anyway, basically they just sat there generating numbers. And so when you tried to connect to certain banks or certain applications, you would need this little device in your hand that had the number on it.
Yeah.
And that was how you could secure it, but then pass around this password to different members of the team without, someone's left the team, now they know all the passwords, we have to go and change everything.
2 factors of authentication.
Yeah.
I was going to say with that pass key thing, I've actually noticed that every time I've signed into Google lately, is that I haven't had to put my password in. Yeah. I've just had to pull my phone out, scan a QR code, and then verify with my fingerprint on my phone that I am who I am.
Yeah. And that,
which I kind of like that.
It's cool. Well, the multi-factor authentication, just for a very quick explainer, it's basically boils down to 3 things. It's something you know, so a password, PIN, that sort of thing. Something you have, so a smartphone, one of those Fido devices, or the little UB keys that we've got, or something you are, which is the biometric security, your fingerprint, eye scanners. I really want an eye scanner for my phone.
That would be
cool. Face ID, those sorts of things. Those are all the multiple factors allow you to have a much more secure experience, and it means that even if someone does get information out of the Qantas breach, for example, they still can't really do anything harmful to you. Like, yes, they're still building that picture. They can do all sorts of social engineering, but it's restricting them. They have to actually get to you in order to get into your accounts, which is, people like Shammah might be more of a...
So I feel like we're vilifying you, Shammah, as like
I'm
the
not
mastermind
do
behind all data breaches.
Shammah Investigations is coming for you. Lock down your Strava.
Nothing bad will happen to you.
I'm not convinced.
So let's wrap all this up because I think this episode has just become a watch what you do online episode. Between Shammah making sure that you've don't tell Shammah anything, she will find you.
She is the
and I'll take
social
it out from
engineer.
you little by little.
Yeah, that's why you've become our friend, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay.
Oh, she called you a friend.
Yeah.
I'm still just a work acquaintance. She admitted to me my name in her phone is J bracket work.
Well, I have to
Not even work friend,
people.
just work.
I have to distinguish people.
Jay, are you okay? Jay, do you want to talk?
okay.
Wait, if it makes you feel better, I don't even have his number.
Yes, I'm slightly better than not even a work acquaintance.
So turn the stuff off on the apps that you don't want shared with people. That's from Shammah. Jay is just be aware of what two-factor authentication is. And for me, it was like just don't trust anything online.
Don't answer the phone. Don't watch videos. Don't go for runs.
I think we need to go back to the Stone Age. No, I like computers. They're pretty cool. You've been listening to Troubleshooting. It's been great having you with us on this episode. Jay and Shammah, thank you for sharing your bits of knowledge today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, as we said before, if you want to submit a question for us to look at, you can do that through Spotify, or you can do it through the hope1032.com.au website, and you can go to the podcast page, find Troubleshooting, and leave us a message.
Scroll down. We're at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, I know, but while you're there, check out some other really cool podcasts on the Hope 1032 website. But that's it from us this week. We're going to see you next time on Troubleshooting.
Hope 1032. Thanks for listening.